Yes, boxing fans, we are back. Straight to the Big Apple, New York, for some featherweight fisticuffs. We got Uzbekistan's Otabek Kholmatov taking on the home fighter, American Ray Ford. The fight is promoted by Top Rank. It's coming live from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino, Verona, New York. This bout comes after Lee Wood decided to vacate his WBA strap and move up a weight division rather than face the hard-hitting Kholmatov. To be fair, can't really blame the guy. But fellow matchroom stablemate Raymond Ford was not going to snub the opportunity to challenge for world title honours. Kicking off March with an important fight for the featherweight division, Top Rank are going to be desperate for their recent addition Kholmatov to get the victory. On the undercard, Luis Alberto Lopez on their books as well, meaning there is an easy unification fight to make later in the year, but they both need to win to make this happen. Having spent the money to win the purse bid for the fight, Ford, he may be the American fight in America, but he's going to have to win convincingly as Top Rank have the habit of giving close fights to the home fighter. Now let's start by looking at Uzbekistan's Otabek Kholmatov. Known as Bruce Lee, the mighty impressive Kholmatov brings a professional record of 12 fights, 12 wins and 11 knockouts. The 25-year-old southpaw, now fighting out of Florida, stands at 5'7". That's what BoxFit says, but when you see him fight he looks a little bit taller to me. Not only has Kholmatov been taking care of business, but he has been steamrolling the competition with ease. One of many Uzbeks that will make an impact in the world of boxing, Kholmatov's journey to this world title crack has been unconventional to say the least. His career has taken him to the depths of Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Mexico, the UK and USA. His last fight in December came with a guy with an upside down record, 7 wins and 13 losses, but I actually think that was a really smart decision. With so many boxers being inactive these days, it was a smart move to get a fight in before the one where he gets to fight for the world title. Look at the PBC fighters, how inactivity has just ruined a lot of their fighters. Deontay Wilder, the Charlos, Fulton, Spence, I could go on. The fight is for the WBA vacant belt. As mentioned, Lee Wood relinquished the belt after victory over Josh Warrington, and it really is easy to see why. Kholmatov is a feared foe. He has completely dominated everyone he's been in the ring with, stopping all but one of his opponents. Andranik Grigorian, who did take Kholmatov the 12 rounds, was kept on the outside and completely nullified. Going into the fight, it was viewed as being a close fight to call, but Kholmatov passed with flying colours. When Kholmatov graced us with his presence in the UK, he steamrolled through Thomas Patrick Ward in front of his own fans, showing the abilities of a pressure fighter. When you break down what makes Kholmatov so good, the first thing I see is his footwork. Similar to Dmitry Bivol, he will launch into range, throw his combos with Fist of Fury, Bruce Lee reference there, and then bounces back up. He does this with beautiful fluency. There is no punch that he cannot throw. It seems landed in the head and body with equal ease, but unlike Bivol, Kholmatov is punched with some serious intention and hurting his opponents. With his footwork, Kholmatov is constantly in range to land, and with that, he can be caught. But in the few fights I've seen, he has yet to be affected as a pro. I also get the feeling that there will not be anything that is going to bother him in any way, shape or form. If this fight was in Raymond's full back garden, I don't think he'd care. Kholmatov has a high output and is going to keep Ford under pressure for the entire 12 rounds, if it goes that long. The Uzbek's excellent footwork is going to keep the American constantly in range, and whether he is landed or not, Ford is always going to be in danger and feeling the pressure. If you think Kholmatov is going to win, let me know in the comments. Next up, the flashy American, who deserves a lot of credit for jumping at this opportunity. Raymond Savage Ford, also an unbeaten southpaw, Ford brings a professional record of 15 fights, 14 wins and a sole draw. The younger man at 24 and stands at 5'7", I think that's a real 5'7", will be hoping that he has the durability and skill set to deal with his dangerous opponent. Ford will be coming off of 11 months of inactivity. The advantage of the Ford will carry in this bout is what I feel he is the sharper, speedier fighter. Will Ford's southpaw stance cause many problems to Kholmatov? With a 50% KO rate, Ford is not going to want to stand and trade with Kholmatov. Ford, to his credit, he does have good movement laterally, and I think he will look to fire up the jab continuously to keep the Uzbek at bay. Fighting out with a Philly shell defence, I think it will be Ford, who will be on the back foot fighter, trying to hit and evade Kholmatov's punches. I do believe that he will be looking to nail Kholmatov in between the long range punches, but does he have the ability to hurt the Uzbek? He'll have the speed, but not the power. The fight that I have to go back to, which pretty much makes my decision on who is going to come out with the winner in this one, is Ford taking on Edward Vasquez. The rugged Vasquez, who recently lost in his world title crack against Joe Cordina, he hounded and harried Ford all night, looking to keep him under pressure and frequently landed on the noggin of Ford. A more powerful puncher, which Kholmatov certainly is, would have got the victory that night. Many indeed thought Vasquez did enough to get the victory. This leads me into Ford's most recent outing against Jesse Magdaleno. Even though Magdaleno was a very inactive fighter, Ford took some clean shots in what turned out to be a very comfortable win. Americans, do you back your man to get the victory? Okay, so the prediction on this one. It did not take me long watching Kholmatov to be a fan. I know Lee Wood was tight of the weight and that's why he moved up, but I couldn't imagine him licking his lips with the prospect of the hard-hitting, rangy southpaw being his mandatory. For me, it is not a question of if Kholmatov wins, it is how he wins. A quote of Bruce Lee: "A goal is not always meant to be reached, it often serves as something to aim at." In this scenario, Kholmatov has his aim on becoming world champion, and I would be shocked if his goal is not met. Ford tries to be fleet-footed slickster, but just gets hit too frequently. He lacks the pop to keep off a tough, rugged opponent. We have proof of this in at least 2 of Ford's performances. As mentioned, the Vasquez fight is one that makes me plump for Kholmatov with so much certainty. Yes, Ford has improved since then, but the Magdaleno fight shows that he can be tagged clean. Ford does not have the power to hold Kholmatov at bay for the full 12 rounds. I do believe that Kholmatov gets the stoppage in a dominant performance, stopping Ford in the later rounds, 10 to 12 of the championship rounds. Ford will be completely out on his feet, exhausted from the pressure and the power that Kholmatov has put him under. For Top Rank, this is absolute perfect. It leads into a unification fight with the winner of the undercard fight, Luis Alberto Lopez and Ray Ab. On paper, Ab is set up perfectly for Lopez. A record of 25 wins with 10 KOs suggests he's not going to win it by a KO. Abe has 3 losses and is coming off a points win over the legend that is Kiko Martinez. Lopez, bang on form at the moment, travelling to the UK recently to dethrone Josh Warrington of his IBF belt, and then he put the first nail in the coffin for Mick Conlan's career. A difficult fight last time out against Joel Gonzalez, but with a 6-month rest, an easier opponent, Lopez will want to deliver a good performance before a potential unification bout later in the year. I think he does this. He's going to get the win, maybe stoppage around round 7 to 9. It'd be greatly appreciated if you'd like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to look forward to a big 2024. Thank you for listening.